Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Pixie Love. You guys can call me Pixie. Today we're going to be doing some r/Fatlogic. It's why you're all here. It's why everyone's always here. So I'm going to give you guys what you want. I've been loving doing these videos. You guys have been loving watching me do these videos. And, you know, I love it. So I also want to say thank you so much for all the support I've been getting recently. My comments have been nothing but nice and people have been extremely supportive and informative, and I really appreciate a lot of that. I've also seen another really big wave of followers in the last like a week or so, so thank you guys all so much. Do you ever think about this? The healthcare providers who encourage you to lose weight and focus on your weight as a measure of your progress may have their job securities on the line. Trying to fit yourself into a smaller body may just be keeping them in a job. What? Are you saying that if people were fat, doctors wouldn't have a job, but since, you know, people are trying to lose weight, they have a job? And if you were, you know, the yo-yo dieting or whatever is keeping them in, what are you trying to say? Are you saying that if doctors have fat patients, then they're bad doctors, so they'll lose your job, so that's why they need their patients to lose weight? What are you trying to say? Because this makes no fucking sense. I'm really confused. I'm like extremely confused. I don't understand at all what you're trying to say. Reminder to healthcare providers: telling fat people to lose weight instead of giving them the same intervention you would give a thin person is a dangerous form of malpractice that delays care and negatively impacts patients' outcome. Alright, there's a whole lot to read underneath that. So I'm going to read all this and then I'll talk about it. Yeah, I thought I was kidding. There's a whole paragraph. Okay. Two people go to the doctor. One of them is thin and one is fat. They are both diagnosed with the same health issue. The thin person is giving an evidence-based intervention that day. The fat person is told to lose weight to solve the problem. Note several things here. Intentional weight loss attempts almost never result in long-term significant weight loss. Almost everyone loses weight short-term but gains it back long-term. See the Health at Every Size health sheet for more information. No, because that's a biased website. Literally, it's a biased fucking website. I don't have to go on it because Health at Every Size is fucking biased. While the fat person is taking on a ride of the diet roller coaster, the thin person is already getting actual treatment. Fat people are asked to try to turn ourselves into thin people in order to cure or prevent health issues that thin people also get. Weight stigma in healthcare frequently delays or denies care for fat people and then blames fat bodies for the negative outcome of those delays and denials, creating a vicious, harmful cycle. Fat people deserve better healthcare in the bodies we have. Our care shouldn't be delayed or futile attempts to become thin people. Okay, I 100% understand where your anger comes from because I've personally dealt with things like this. But the issue is, the one thing I don't get is I don't think they're diagnosed with the same problem. They probably have similar symptoms, but diagnosed with different things. And the issue is they can't really diagnose you with something because most of those symptoms you have can also be a result to your weight. And sometimes, yes, you can have the same disease as a skinny person, but it's hard to tell that you have that disease because your symptoms literally just can be because of your fucking weight. And that's why it's harder to like figure out like what's going on and why you're having a problem and, you know, what your actual diagnosis is. Because if you're actually diagnosed with something like, oh, let's say you have heartburn, whatever, you know, and a skinny person has heartburn. If you're actually diagnosed with heartburn, they'd be like, yeah, losing weight might help, but they will also give you medications for heartburn. They're not just gonna be like, lose weight, because they diagnose you with heartburn. But if you're having, you know, chest pains and they can't figure out why, they just might be like, well, it seems like that is just a result to your weight and we need you to lose weight, while the other person like, oh, they have heartburn. And I'm sure someone in the comments will explain this a lot better than I can. to make it more sense. But I think that's just the point of it. Your symptoms can be similar as someone else, but they're not going to diagnose you with something like, oh, you have this certain disease. And I'm like, well, losing weight will help it. They'll say losing weight will help it, but if they're diagnosing you with a disease, I'm pretty sure they will give you medication also to help deal with that disease. Like if someone gets diabetes and they're fat, they're not just gonna be like, well, lose weight and you won't have diabetes anymore. They're like, well, losing weight will help with your diabetes, but they're also going to treat the fucking diabetes. They're not like, well, you're fat and you have diabetes, so we're just gonna have you lose weight. We're not gonna give you insulin or anything. Nah, we're just gonna let you deal with that yourself. No, I don't think they do that. So calm down. If you're being diagnosed with something, they are going to try to resolve the problem while also saying weight loss will help. But if they don't diagnose you, they're gonna be like, well, try losing weight and see if your symptoms go away, because they probably will. Super size versus super skinny. It's not even a huge breakfast. It looks regular. It's not the amount. It is the lack of nutrition and substance she's starting her day off with processed food and hella sugar. Food is fuel, regardless of what it contains. It's all diet coaches and lies you're spitting out. You're definitely smoking something. It doesn't matter if it's fuel. If it has no nutritional value, then it's not even that. Okay? I think that's how he ends that sentence. First, if you guys have not watched Super Size versus Super Skinny, I would highly suggest you watch it. There's a lot of episodes. There's full episodes on YouTube. I went down a rabbit hole every once in a while. I'll just watch that all day. It's a really good freaking show. They take a person who's obese in England, and they take a person who's underweight in England, and they have them swap diets for a couple of days. And typically the fat person, they send them to America to meet someone who's even fatter than they are. So it's hilarious. You're not afraid to be fat? Go to America. And anyway, they switch diets. And typically, I think almost every episode I've seen, the underweight person, at the end, they give them a diet plan. They give them a nutritional plan and everything. And the underweight person tends to gain healthy weight, and the overweight person tends to lose weight. I think almost every episode they've lost at least a couple pounds, if not stones at that point, which is 14 pounds for people who don't know. Which it's a great show. I actually really like it. I might go watch it sometime this week when I have some free time. But yes, yeah, I just wanted to talk about the show. I don't care what they're talking about. And I don't know what episode this person watched, but normally what they eat is a lot. And I'm saying that. I'd be like, you guys are eating a lot of freaking food, man. But it helps you realize how much you're eating. It helps them see, I can live off eating less food. And it helps the skinny people I guess I can actually eat more food and stuff like that. It's a great, wholesome little show, okay? I like it. It's really wholesome. But yeah, this person's right. If your food isn't, nutritionally valued, it's not really going to do much for you. Hey, if you guys are enjoying this video, make sure you guys like down below. If you enjoy me, make sure you subscribe because I do videos like this all the time. And let's get back to the craziness. I just want to complain for a second. The Blank website has combined their plus size and straight size women section. And it's kind of aggravating. Because they haven't actually made all their clothes in a range of sizes, I have to go to the general selection, filter it out, filter it to my size, and see a number of products that go from 18 to 22, I think is what they meant. And then see majority of straight size women modeling all their clothes. They think they did something, but they just made it more inconvenient and more microaggression-y, because now I have to look at all the cuter clothes they made that they don't make for fat people. What do you guys want? See, you want it to be more inclusive, and so instead of separating the sizes, they're everything's gonna be on one general size, because you're no different if you're plus, but they just don't come in, everything doesn't come in your size, and now you're just now I gotta look at skinny people wear cute clothes and blah 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 blah. And please stop calling them straight size. It's so annoying. It's so annoying. Just because, you're around, don't mean you have to be passive aggressive to skinny people. That's what it is. When you say straight size, you're being so fucking passive aggressive. But yet you're mad about the microaggression-y of the other website when they were trying to be inclusive and include you guys into the everyday group and not separate you. But no, you want to be separated because you want to have something to complain about. You don't want to be treated the same. You don't want to be treated equal to everyone else. You want to be treated special and handled with kid gloves. That's what you want. You don't want to be treated like everyone else. Food you should eat in moderation. None. Your body can moderate itself. Yes, but no. So, if your body is used to eating an abundance amount of food, you're going to eat an abundant amount of food. If you're used to eating a normal amount of food, then your body can moderate and eat a normal amount of food. You can, eat some candy, eat an ice cream, but your body will be like, okay, that's enough. I had enough food for today, and you can stop. But if you're eating a lot, your body will eat more food than it should. And that's why most people are overweight. You're eating more than you should. Plain and simple. And also, I do know that, I don't remember what it's called, but there's a hormone in your body that tells your brain and stuff when you're full. But when you're overweight, that hormone in your body is pretty much lacking. So your brain doesn't know in time when you're full until you're over full. And then you keep overeating and overeating. Your stomach is getting bigger and bigger. So you eat more and more and more and more. So actually, depending on how much you eat and what size you are, your body actually can't moderate itself because your body doesn't send the signals to your brain quick enough that you're actually full. Like for me, if I really want to pick out, I can do it. And I actually never know I'm full. It's like I keep eating until like if I like really want to, I can keep eating until I'm literally like in pain. I haven't done that in a while. Did it once in like a month, like 2 months ago, but I don't do it often. But like if I want to, I could eat. And then my body's like, girl, you need to stop. And it's like stuff. And like, I don't want to move. Like that's, and like food is gross. And that's because I could eat until I'm, like I don't get full when I eat because my stomach is probably really big and my stomach doesn't tell my brain when I'm full. So I never actually feel full until I eat way too much. So I just make sure I'm eating proper portions and, smaller portions than I have been eating because I'm surviving off of it. I'm living, but like I don't get a full filling. And that's because I've been overweight for so long, my brain doesn't know how to tell when it's full. The dietary guidelines for Americans are rigid, restricted, and dangerous. Why not call it what it is? The Dietary Guidelines for Disordered Eating. I came across the Dietary Guidelines for Americans while researching obesity in the CDC website, and I set up and read all 150-ish pages, each word, every statistic, and every alarming recommendation. Not only are these recommendations unrealistic, they serve to create the idea human based on the body type of normal humans. Here's the kicker. 73% of this country are classified as overweight or obese. We are the normal. The documents were revised 5 years ago by our paid tax dollars. The final report is used by policymakers and medical professions to shame people into weight loss and are the basis of health education for our children. You know what? I don't know what the dietary guidelines for Americans look like. I remember when I was younger, we did that little pyramid thing or whatever, and I know from what I heard, I think they don't use that anymore. It says arbitrary or whatever. So I don't actually know what the current guidelines are, but I doubt it's just for these people telling someone to like eat in moderation and eat a normal amount of food and stuff like that. It's like that is restrictive and oh my god, that's so fucking horrible. I can't live this way. How can anyone live this way? You want everyone to be disordered eating. Eating healthy amounts of food is not a disordered eating. You know what is a disordered eating? Eating too much food. Binge eating disorder is an actual disordered eating, which a lot of overweight people have, but yet they don't see that as a eating disorder. It's only an eating disorder if you're not eating enough food to these people. Even though since 2013, because I looked it up in one of my videos, guys, hope you remember, check that one out. in 2013, binge eating disorder has become a recognizable disorder. And that's why eating disorders have grown in population since 2013, because a whole new demographic of people have been diagnosed with an eating disorder. And those people are fat people. Not only fat people have binge eating disorder, yes, but I'm just saying the way a lot of these people are eating are also a disordered eating, but they're not ready for that conversation yet. They're not ready to hear that they technically have an eating disorder as well. Alright, that's going to be my last post of the day. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys did, make sure you guys like down below or subscribe to me if you want to see more. If you want to see my lovely face, make sure you guys follow me on Instagram. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, because I keep up with those. Because Twitter is going to be how I, post updates about my channel, whether I'm recording or posting and stuff like that. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.